Hey guys, I'm back. Finally. Let's get into some fun stuff. Well, today I have something very fun. I think so anyways. I have three of my favorite pedals from many years ago. I have a SD-1 Boss, a Nobels ODR-1, and a Rat. And I'm going to run through a bunch of different amps, and I'm going to show you a question. I'm going to show you the answer to a question that I keep coming up against, and that is, how should I set my pedal to sound like whatever? Enter your own word there. I want to show you that I can't ever answer that because it totally depends on how you have your amp set up. And it depends what amp you have, and of course what guitar and everything else going on. So you really have to adjust it by ears. So that's the moral of the story. If you don't want to watch it, then skip on past this. If you want to watch it and hear some sounds through some different amps, keep on watching and let's get into it. Before I go any further, I want to make sure, just in case you can't quite see them in the camera, or if you're listening to the audio podcast version of this, let me show you, explain how I have the knobs. Boss SD-1, I have the drive almost all the way up, like it would be 9 out of 10. Tone is at about 1 to 2 o'clock. The level is just at unity to my ear. Nobels ODR-1, level, unity to my ear. The spectrum, which is like the tone control, that's on, well, on their number system, it's called 7. It's actually about 2 o'clock, or so. Drive is all the way up. The Rat Distortion is at about 1 to 2 o'clock. Filter about 1 o'clock. Volume to unity gain, unity volume to my ear. Okay, so right now I am running through a Fender Deluxe Reverb reissue. I think it's got a WGS speaker in it. I think it's an ET65 if I remember right. And I'm on the normal channel, and see, it looks like EQ is pretty much straight up, and it's just what I would call a good all-around decent tone for this amp. And I have my pedal set up, gain pretty much all the way, or at least like in the case of the Rat, for example, if you turn up the distortion too much, it's going to turn into more like a fuzz. So I backed off that a little bit, but still got it set to where I think it sounds good with this channel on this particular amp. Clean tone. Let's kick on the SD-1. Nobels ODR-1. And then the Rat. Now let's run that into the vibrato channel. Now I'm on the vibrato channel. I've got the dial set to where I think is a pretty decent clean tone for this channel. Typically this channel is a little too bright for me personally, but especially with Telecaster. But I have it set to where I think is a pretty decent clean tone. I'll run through the same pedals. I haven't changed any settings. Mic position, by the way, just so you know, the mic position is at 8 inches from the grill to the center of the mic. It's an MXL ribbon mic, and if you look at the cone, I'm off to the side of the cone just a bit, just because that's where it sounded most like what I hear right here with my ears. So I'm going to do that on all these amps. I'm going to set the mic up at the exact same place on the speaker, same distance away and everything. So, all right, clean tone, vibrato channel, Deluxe Reverb reissue. Into the Super Overdrive. I'm going to turn the volume up just a little bit. the Nobles. And onto the Rat. I'm going to edge that volume down just a little bit. Sound like it's a little bit hotter than the other ones. Anyways, that's the vibrato channel. Now let's go on to a Peavey Classic 50 with the stock speakers onto the normal channel, which is the clean channel of the Peavey Classic 50. All right, so now we have the Peavey Classic 50. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but this has a fan in it, so it's a little bit loud. If you hear any hum in the background, it's the fan on amp. So I'm running into the clean channel, clean tone. Sounds like this. Again, mic set up the exact same distance away as the Fender amp and every other amp after this. The SD-1 from Boss. The Nobels ODR-1. And the Rat. All right, now let's go to, where do we go to here? I'm not going to do the Twin because the Twin is fairly similar to the Deluxe Reverb, but I will go to the orange Rockerverb 50 on the clean channel. All right, so now we're on the orange Rockerverb 50 Mark II and on the clean channel, and here's my clean tone. Boss Super Overdrive. Nobels ODR-1. And the Rat. Alrighty, and from that, let's go to the Vox AC15, and I think that's got a Celestian greenback in it. The Vox cabinet, totally stock. I think they're vintage 30s in it. I'm not sure. Forget. You'd have to look that up on the Google. But let's go to the AC15 right now. Alright, now we're on the AC15. It's one of the Chinese ones. It's not one of the hand-wired ones or an old one or anything. I am on the normal channel. So basically, there's no top boost. I'm not doing the top boost thing at all. It's just the normal channel. I like it. It's cool. Got the tone cut lowered off quite a bit because it's a fairly bright amp. Clean tone sounds like this. And with the Super Overdrive, again, no settings have changed on these pedals at all. onto the Nobels ODR-1. And onto the Rat. Alright, that is the Vox AC15, and now let's go to the Fender Hot Rod Deluxe. Alright, so now I'm on the Fender Hot Rod Deluxe. I actually have put a WGS HM75 speaker in this amp on the clean channel, and here's my clean tone. And let's roll right on to the Boss Super Overdrive. Onto the Nobels ODR-1. Oops, wrong note. And now on to the Rat. Alright, that is the Fender Hot Rod Deluxe with the WGS HM75 speaker in it. Now, let's see. I think I might try the Lone Star, see what the Lone Star does with it. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, and now I'm on the Mesa Lone Star, Mesa Boogie Lone Star. Stock speaker, I think it's a vintage 30 in it, I forget. And same pedals again, same guitar, same settings on the pedals. And before I go any further here, I want to kind of answer some questions I know I'm going to get in the YouTube comments below, which is, one, why didn't you use your own amp? And two, why didn't you use your own pedals? Since we make pedals and amps. The reason is this: not everyone in the world has a Wampler pedal, and definitely not everyone in the world has a Wampler amp. And I want this video, and if you're listening on the podcast, this podcast to go beyond Wampler. I want it to help people who don't know or don't even care about Wampler, but care about what I may be talking about. So it's really to help people find out the answers to the questions they may be having. And I figure everybody has probably played an SD-1, maybe a Nobels. I mean, they're like 70 or 80 bucks, so they're fairly inexpensive, available pretty much everywhere. And a Rat, like those are three classic pedals that most people are familiar with. And so that's why. So if I was to throw something on here like, I don't know, a Tumnus or something, or a Clarksdale, not everyone has played those. So it only appeals to a very small amount of people rather than me being able to help a larger amount of people. So, all right, now that I'll step off my soapbox and play through the Mesa Lone Star. And Boss Boss Super Overdrive SD-1. On to the Nobels. And on to the Rat. Alright, so that hopefully gives you some insight into why whenever you email us or you email another country, when you email another country, whenever you email another company, they can't always say, hey, if you're wanting that new Billy Ray Cyrus sound, then, you know, set your tone at 1 o'clock. And, you know, your gain at 3 o'clock and you're good to go. It's not always that simple because you're going to set up your amp totally different. I'm trying to set all these amps up pretty similar as I can really get them, you know, according to the amp. So not super bright, not super crispy, not super dull. The Peavey Classic 50 is a little, it doesn't have quite the brightness or the chime like the AC15. I don't know what that is. No idea what that was. Like the AC15 or the Lone Star sounded great, actually. I thought, at least in the room, sounded wonderful. And then, yeah, so hope that helped you. The biggest takeaway, like I stated at the very, very beginning of this, is you got to use your ears, man and gals. You got to. It's just, there's no way we can really say, here's how you get this sound. Step 1, step 2, step 3. I understand that in the manuals, there's a guideline there. But at least I know in our manuals, those are guidelines. Those aren't hard and fast rules that you can, that's where you set them and that's where you set them only. So those are kind of like starting places and then you tweak from there. But even then, it may or may sound like a, you know, like a turd wrapped in bacon, which sounds really awful. But anyways, yeah, so hope this helps you. If you have any comments or questions below, if you have any comments or questions, you can put them below. If you're going to be, you know, a troll, I don't read those. So, and what else? Yeah, so if you have any comments, questions, just comment below. And I'll see you next week.